Hi, my name is Andres Tardillo. I'd like to welcome you to Wrap Up's Grammy panel. Today, we've teamed up with Wave to bring you a special conversation about this year's nominees. We're gonna let them introduce themselves.
Well, I'm Bongo ByTheWay, Grammy Award winning, platinum producer, songwriter, everything.
Yes. I'm Devi Brown, radio personality, working in hip hop many years, author, a few other things.
Claude Kelly, I'm a songwriter and a producer and in a band with this guy called Louis York. Been nominated for a couple Grammys myself and written a couple songs.
My name is Chuck Harmony, 3-time Grammy nominated, producer, songwriter, one half of Louis York.
I'm Bridget Kelly, singer-songwriter, Grammy Award winning, and I'm happy to be sitting here talking with you guys. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody got to stunt with the Grammy
A semi-stunt.
references.
Light stunt.
So today we're gonna break down the different categories. We're gonna go through 4 categories, and we just wanna know who you think is walking away with the trophy at the end of the night. Okay. So we'll start with Record of the Year. The nominees for Record of the Year are Redbone by Childish Gambino, Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber, The Story of OJ by Jay-Z, Humble by Kendrick Lamar, and 24K Magic by Bruno Mars. So we'll start with Bridget and then we'll go around. Let me know who you think is taking this trophy at the end of the night.
I think that Bruno Mars is gonna take it at the end of the night. Ideally, for me, who I would like to see take it is Kendrick for Humble.
So why do you think Bruno's going to take it and why do you want Kendrick to take it?
I think the response to Bruno's record and how many times it's been played and placed in commercials and advertisements, and you search on YouTube how many people have done music videos, you know, imitating the choreography and you know what I mean, covering the song. I think that's going to really be the reason it takes the cake. Whereas I think a record like Humble, I think for Kendrick is massive because it had a really incredible crossover effect. And I think in front of any audience, everybody knows a couple signature lines in a record, and it's been a long time since we've seen somebody that's really authentic to the hip hop culture make that type of a leap.
I think Bruno is gonna win. I think he should win. I think he's cutting through the noise. You know what I'm saying? That the sound, the musicianship, the choreography,
Right.
What he's given to the culture as far as
Okay, that's undeniable, like for sure.
Okay,
I think Bruno is an undeniable force and talent. Like
Yes.
I went to his concert this year. It's one of the best shows I've seen in my life. His album was phenomenal. This is one of the toughest Grammy years, I think, for rap, for hip hop, for R&B. Like the categories are filled, and usually it's like 2 standouts, then filler.
Right.
And this is like everybody is so deserving. I feel like Childish Gambino, Redbone, should win. I think it could win. And my reason for that record is, for me, it represented something that was not already heard on the radio at this moment in time, this year. It completely changed like the texture of sound of radio and just kind of what we were listening to,
R&B.
you know?
Right.
Yeah, he dipped back, he was
So you
more
don't think
soulful.
24 Karat did that?
24 Karat is a phenomenal record, but
24
it's
Karat was
also like
nostalgic.
a,
It was
yeah,
nostalgic.
it's nostalgic, but it's also like what we're used to with big, all-encompassing pop records. When I heard like Childish Gambino, I felt like he dipped back to the past, got some of that soul, brought it back into R&B, which has been missing a lot on the radio. And then as an artist, he really challenged himself. When I found out that was him singing, I was like, are you kidding me? And he said he didn't use any, you know, auto technology. You know, I thought that was pretty incredible, you know, and very rare and really unique as a sound this year. I think when it comes to messaging, when you think of the importance of like songwriting for Record of the Year, it's gotta be Jay-Z, Story of OJ. It was one of the most impactful.
I would say, I'm voting for Bruno too. I think he's gonna win, but I think the surprise, I want him to win too, but I think the surprise would be Jay-Z. Only because I feel like, especially Record of the Year, the Grammys like to reward people who take risks.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And I mean, all of these in one way or another are risks because they're like, for a lot of these, it's the biggest record they've done, and that's a risk in itself. But for someone who's a veteran and has done so many records that we love, for him to stand on his own 2 feet like that was such a powerful statement. I mean, OJ in the title alone.
Right.
I mean, I definitely feel that 24 Karat is like, it had such an impact. And I feel like if you go based off of impact, you would probably go with 24 Karat. Or maybe even on the low, Despacito is really like, it's one of those. Like, it has a real impact. I mean, to me, I may not listen to it as much as the next person, but I'm not in the dark at all. Like, it's getting heavy rotation. So I wouldn't sleep on that record at all.
Yeah, and for that to be a Spanish language song and have like really gone fully mainstream without having an English version, without being translated, like that's major impact.
Volume.
But before we get to our final picks, I just wanted to know if you all had any thoughts on a song that should have been nominated for Record of the Year.
Bodak Yellow.
Bodak, I was about to say.
God. Bodak Yellow. I mean,
Like
Cardi B for sure. You know, she is the quintessential underdog in this environment, and considering how difficult it is, and it's when you're not in the industry, you don't necessarily understand and have a full grasp on how tough it is to chart a record now, let alone make it into top 10, let alone make it to number 1. Do you know what I mean? And she has literally broken through all those boundaries and all those barriers and transcended to a level that I don't even think she thought she was gonna get to. But she's so grateful, and she's so authentic in who she is, and I think that's a record that, you know, despite her other nominations, I think that should have been included in Record of the Year because of how massive and how quickly that caught fire.
Right. So now that we've been able to discuss it, let's all give our picks for who we think is going to take home the Record of the Year.
24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
Childish Gambino, Redbone, definitely.
24 Karat Magic, Bruno.
Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic.
24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.